What do you think about all this?
It's amazing. It's so colorful.
So this is a festival, a Hindu festival, all throughout India, Southeast Asia. Leading up to Thaipusam, many devotees have been preparing themselves for 48 days prior to the festival and fast for the last 24 hours. Here, on the way back from dinner in Little India, we got lucky to observe followers of Lord Marugan making vows in preparation for the 3-day event. Early Friday morning was a lively Thaipusam start with dual chariot processions bearing statues of Lord Marugan. According to Hindu belief, Thaipusam commemorates the day when goddess Poverty gave her son Lord Marugan a lance to slay evil demons. The new golden chariot started first, then followed an hour later by the ever so popular 164-year-old silver chariot. Thousands of devotees followed the chariots by foot along its route to the waterfall hilltop Marugan temple, where they will all arrive at midnight. Thaipusam is celebrated wherever there are significant populations of Tamil Hindus such as India, Malaysia, Singapore, Sri Lanka, as well as parts of the Caribbean, including Jamaica, Trinidad, and Tobago, along with Mauritius.
Wow, it's very interesting.
Is this getting you ready for the India trip? You are soon to discover that Thaipusam is many different things, including a coconut breaking ritual, which comes with its own cleaning crew. Along the way, tens of thousands line the streets to welcome the chariots, breaking coconuts as offering, a key annual ritual. Many offered platters of fruits, flowers, and coconuts to Lord Marugan to give thanks for their life's blessings. The Thaipusam celebration is also seen as a manifestation of the religious freedom and unity, tolerance, and mutual understanding and harmony that exists between the many different races and religions in Malaysia. Many waited along the route at Chulia Street to present offerings and receive blessings as both chariots passed. Tomorrow, there will be hundreds of kavadi bearers and tens of thousands of milk pot carriers making their way to the temple. More on that later. The chariot's return journey will be on Sunday. Thaipusam actually derives from two words. Thai, meaning the 10th month in the Tamil Hindu calendar, and Pusam is the time when the star is at its brightest. Hindus believe that Lord Marugan, whose statue sits on each of the chariots, is a dispenser of favors. The festival is a time for prayers and penance, and the devotees pledging vows and undergoing self-mortification as a sign of gratitude and to implore for help to help their prayers be granted.
मेरे माथे की बिंदिया चमके चमके मेरे सर से चुनरिया सरगे सरगे हो सर से चुनरिया सरगे सरगे शाम सवेरे छेड़े मुझको मेरे
The kavadi means burden, and is in itself a physical burden, the bearing of which is used by the devotee to implore Lord Marugan for assistance, usually on behalf of a loved one who is in need of healing or as a means of balancing a spiritual debt. Devotees process and dance along a pilgrimage route while bearing these burdens. For 48 days in preparation for Thaipusam, devotees will fast, sleep on the floor, avoid alcohol and sexual acts, and above all, they will pray. And then once again, when the star Pusam reaches its zenith, they will set off in a procession to offer the temple their bodies to Lord Marugan. This gentleman's burden is alavu kavadi, and that is the piercing of the tongue or cheeks, which is common and reminds the devotee constantly of Lord Marugan. It also prevents him from speaking, which is humbling. Another one, as you see here also, is kudam moli, small hooks pierced into the skin where pots of milk are tied to it as an offering to Lord Marugan. Notice when the hooks are being removed, they're placing cow dung on the wounds. This keeps them from being infected and acts as a disinfectant. Surprisingly, the gentleman that you just saw on screen with the pierced tongue and the hooks all over his body with the jars of milk, he was actually laughing, and I don't think he was in pain. A lot of people say this is because of the state of mind that they get into, their vegetarian diet, and also the meditation. But the guy was laughing, and he did not appear in pain, and never during the weekend did I ever see any blood. As in the case of the man you are now looking at, who is beginning to climb to the temple, the burden contraptions are so large and heavy that several men have to offer assistance. This wooden pole is balanced on the shoulders of the devotee and is often decorated with flowers and peacock feathers. The kavadis are then carried through the crowd until finally removed for prayers at a designated place, and some of them can weigh up to 30 kilograms. Now come join us as we walk up the steps to the Waterfall Hill Temple, which is the temple of Lord Marugan.
Lunch? Please. Oh, we if it's okay?
I've been to southern India. This reminds me of my trip back in 1991.
Where are you from?
U.S.
Okay, we charge you in US dollars.
Okay, good.
Okay, no problem.
Step behind that.
Okay.
Thank
This
you.
is expensive parliament seat.
Okay, good. Thank you, sir. Wow. So good. Smells delicious. Thank you. So this milk
It's like warm milk.
is the blessed milk, and it has sandalwood in it. After what we've just done up here.
Wow, it's crazy. We came up, I don't know, 500-600 steps to the top of the hill, to the temple, and it is hotter than heck up here. But the Indian people have been so incredibly hospitable.
Oh yeah. Good old southern hospitality.
Free drinks, and then we just sat down. They invited us to a lunch, a free lunch, and
On banana leaves.
banana leaves. We ate with our fingers, and sat next to some really nice people who were very friendly and kind, and the servers were wonderful. They were just lovely. And we had some rice with some curry, and then some what was that?
Sambar.
Sambar.
That's the name of it, yeah.
And then after that was done, we had some cardamom
Rice.
rice pudding.
Rice pudding. It just
was really
moves
good.
your soul. It's so good. The right amount of sweet and that fragrant cardamom. It's incredible.
So it's been a great experience up here on their holy mountain, on their holy day, and we've really enjoyed it.
Seeing some things which you're going to see too that we've never seen before, and we're just really fortunate to be here during this. It only goes on once a year, and it started with yesterday, right?
Yeah.
At 6:30 in the morning, and it's continuing through the weekend. So we're
And-
keeping you up to date on
And we're
everything.
really blessed that the Hindu people have welcomed us, even though we're not celebrating with them, even though we don't believe the same way they do. They've welcomed us with open arms. It's been
Very
really
kind.
lovely, very kind.
Sweet people,
They've
very
taken the
hospitable.
time to explain things that are very confusing for someone who's never been through it before. So it's been a wonderful day. The people have been fantastic.
The Thaipusam festival is an intense spectacle to witness. Entranced devotees fearlessly pierce their faces and bodies. They carry and drag heavy sleds attached to their bodies with hooks and skewers as a kavadi burden called vel mule. As a first-timer watching the Thaipusam festival, prepare to be enthralled and confused. Families come to support their loved ones who decided to transform their body into a walking temple. Hired groups of drummers with their rhythmic trance sounds motivate devotees to make one of the most demanding sacrifices, There are also tourists attracted by the uniqueness of the event, shock and disbelief mixed with admiration as they look at the sheer chilling scenes happening just in front of them. And as if we haven't seen enough, Eileen and I, on our way back to the hotel on our scooter, passed by this local Hindu temple, and the celebration has spilled out onto the street. Take a look at this. The devotee that you see dancing here is doing the thol kavadi, which is dancing with a massive wooden structure. And you'll see that others are close by in case he gets ready to drop it. And then it's handed on to somebody else, and so on and so forth. That's all, folks, and thanks for watching Blown Away.